03:47 a.m. A crystal-clear winter night over Kyiv. Cold, but silent. 18 million people are asleep. Babies in hospital, elderly patients connected to breathing machines in care homes, and 340 kilometers behind the front line, command centers filled with glowing screens, all functioning. Everything is normal, but 8 minutes later, nothing will be, because at this very moment, 400 kilometers offshore in the Black Sea, 12 missiles are already in the air. Targets selected, coordinates locked, and they are racing toward the heart of Ukraine's energy infrastructure at 3 times the speed of sound. The question is this just an energy strike, or a strategy that could change everything on the battlefield? 03:52, the first strike. Zaporizhia region, a massive transformer station. In a fraction of a second, a 750 million volt system collapses. The explosion is so powerful that it can be seen from 8 kilometers away. But no one fully understands yet, because this is only the first domino. 03:54, the Dnipro plant is cut off. 03:56, backup units in Lviv go offline. 03:58, Kyiv's northern grid collapses. A commander would later describe it like this: the first second we heard the blast, the second second we saw the light, the third second darkness. By the fourth second we understood this wasn't random, this was choreographed destruction. And within 8 minutes, 70% of Ukraine is plunged into darkness. But the most terrifying part isn't the darkness. It's the 37 minutes of silence that follow.
Because during those 37 minutes, no one fully knows what is happening. Russia makes no statement. NATO analysts examine satellite imagery. Crisis rooms are activated across Ukraine, but communication networks are weak. And on the front line, commanders are asking one question: is a ground assault coming right now, using the darkness as cover? To understand that question, we need to go back. What does a power station have to do with a collapsing front line? The answer is everything. Modern warfare is not what it looks like. It's not just tanks and soldiers. It's a vast digital organism, and the nervous system of that organism is energy. Imagine a Ukrainian unit stationed 40 kilometers west of Donetsk. Every day they deploy 80 drones. Each can stay airborne for 3 to 4 hours. Every night they return to charging station, but now there is no power. By morning, that unit's eyes in the sky are blind. Or consider this: between a command center and the front line, 50,000 data packets move every second. GPS coordinates, enemy positions, weather updates, satellite feeds. When the infrastructure collapses, that flow stops. Commanders are forced to make decisions as if playing chess blindfolded. This is Russia's calculation. Few people realize this, but in military doctrine, it's called an asymmetrical environment denial strategy. The principle is simple. Instead of destroying the enemy directly, eliminate their ability to see, communicate, and decide. The result? Even the most well-trained army becomes blind, deaf, and disoriented. Only 3 armies have attempted this at scale before: the Allies against Germany in 1943, the United States against Iraq in 1991, and now, in 2026, Russia against Ukraine. But the planners overlooked one variable. 7:30 a.m., front line, 12 kilometers south of Bakhmut. Ukraine's 17th Mechanized Brigade is positioned. Communication was lost overnight. The commander, Major Taras, name changed, is forced to rely on an analog map. Tablet, dead. GPS, dead. Drones, uncharged. Worst of all, he can't see what the enemy is doing. At 8:15, abnormal movement is detected on the eastern axis, but no one is certain. Are Russian units advancing, or is it a routine patrol? To confirm, they need a drone, but there is no drone. The commander faces an impossible decision. If he retreats, it may be unnecessary panic, loss of position, a blow to morale. If he holds, he may be walking into an ambush. He could lose the entire unit. He has 11 minutes to decide. This is the nightmare scenario for any commander, because no matter what you choose, it could be wrong, and you won't know until it's too late. This is the real impact of an energy strike. Not physical destruction, psychological paralysis. At the same time, 340 kilometers away, a different reality is unfolding. Kyiv, National Security Council meeting. The room is dark, only laptop screens and a generator hum. 18 people, 9 generals, 4 political advisors, 2 intelligence chiefs, 1 deputy president, and one question in front of all of them. What is Russia's objective? Because this attack doesn't fully make sense. Yes, striking energy infrastructure has impact, but strategically, is this it? 80 missiles, millions of dollars, and the result? A few days of darkness? An intelligence analyst steps forward and displays 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, short-term tactic, using darkness to launch a sudden advance on the Eastern Front. Ukraine can't respond because it's blind. Russia gains 20 to 30 kilometers within 48 hours. Scenario 2, midterm attrition, no energy, winter conditions, civilian morale collapse. Doubts about Western aid, internal pressure forces Ukraine to the negotiating table. Scenario 3, long-term chess. This is only a test. Russia is measuring NATO's response. If there is no serious reaction, a much larger strike follows next week. The goal isn't Ukraine, it's breaking Western resolve. Which scenario is correct? Maybe all 3. Maybe none, maybe something entirely different. At that moment, another intelligence report arrives. Unusual movements from Russia's Black Sea Fleet. Is this related to this attack or the next one? No one knows. Time remaining, 17 minutes. Decision, critical. Risk, irreversible. But the real question is this. What is Russia expecting? Because every strategy anticipates a counter-strategy. Russia knows Ukraine can restore power within 72 hours. It knows NATO will respond. It knows global backlash is inevitable. So why do it? Here are the layers of the plan. Layer 1, the visible objective. No energy, winter cold, civilian pressure. Push the government towards peace talks. Layer 2, the hidden objective. Slow Ukraine's operational tempo. Reduce preparation time before a spring offensive. Crush morale. Layer 3, the strategic objective. Send a message to the West. You can't protect Ukraine. Strengthen leverage at future negotiations. Signal to Ukrainians, as long as the war continues, things will get worse. Layer 4, the psychological game. Create uncertainty, fear of the next strike, constant alertness, fatigue, mistakes, collapse. But every plan has an Achilles heel, and Russia's weak point is this. Ukraine was expecting it. This is not Russia's first energy strike. Since 2022, it has tried 8 times, and each time Ukraine recovered faster, built more resilient systems, added more backup capacity, and now something has changed. 18 hours later, lights return in Kyiv, not in every area, but in critical areas, hospitals, command centers, communication hubs. How? Because for 6 months, Ukraine had been quietly building a hidden infrastructure network, small, modular, distributed, not dependent on single power plants. Russia didn't account for that, but the story doesn't end here, because on the Eastern Front, tension remains. Power is back, but Russian units are still positioned unusually. This means one of 2 things. Either there was a planned assault that was aborted, or the real strike hasn't happened yet. And just as everyone waits, something unexpected happens. 48 hours later, Washington, the United States announces a $500 million emergency energy infrastructure package for Ukraine. But that's not all. The package includes advanced air defense systems. The message is clear. If you try again, the cost will be higher. And Russia goes silent. No victory declarations, no new threats, just silence. That silence can mean two things. One, the plan failed. Russia didn't achieve the desired effect. It's stepping back. Two, this is part of something much bigger, and the real move is still coming. Now the world asks, what does it mean to win a war? Is it capturing territory, pushing the enemy back, or breaking their spirit, their hope, their will to endure? Russia aimed for the latter, but Ukraine demonstrated that resistance is not fought only with weapons. Electricity can go out and come back on, but determination doesn't fade so easily. Still, the question remains, was this the turning point of the war, or merely a pause before the next round? The answer may emerge in the next 72 hours, or it may not, because modern war is no longer defined by endings, but by uncertainty. And perhaps the real story is this: darkness frightens everyone, but those who emerge from it emerge stronger. Ukraine fell into darkness last night, but tomorrow morning the world will see darkness does not mean extinction. Sometimes it is the beginning of rebirth. And now you know. This is not a story about an energy strike. This is a moment where two futures collided. One believes in darkness, the other in light. The question is, which one will win? To find out, we have no choice but to wait.